As many of you know, tomorrow is the feast day of Our Lady of Lourdes. But did you know that Padre Pio, just like many of us, dreamed of visiting this sacred place? Stay tuned to hear how his devotion to Our Lady of Lourdes shaped his life and how it can inspire yours too.
Ave mundi spes Maria.
Welcome to Following Padre Pio. Whether you're a returning viewer or new to our channel, we're thrilled to have you here. Padre Pio, a Capuchin friar and miracle worker, continues to inspire and intercede today. Discover how his legacy can touch your life and your loved ones. Subscribe now and let's embark on this spiritual journey together. Now on to today's story. Tomorrow, February 11th, marks the feast day of Our Lady of Lourdes, a day of great importance for Catholics worldwide. For those of you who've been following this channel, you know that Padre Pio's devotion to Our Lady was profound. But did you know he held a particular affection for Our Lady of Lourdes, also referred to as the Immaculate Conception? Let's explore this beautiful connection that just might inspire your devotion as well. Padre Pio's devotion to Our Lady of Lourdes was obvious to anyone entering his cell. Above his desk hung a picture of Saint Bernadette kneeling before Our Lady of Lourdes. Now, I don't know how well you can see it, but it's the one right there between the image of Jesus and the framed picture of his parents. It's a powerful reminder of how central she was to his daily life. In 1916, Padre Pio received a special gift from a friend. He received what he referred to as the miraculous water of the beautiful Virgin of Lourdes. In a letter, he expressed his deep gratitude for the gift, admitting that he was at a loss of words to thank him properly. In Padre Pio's correspondence, where he refers to Our Lady as the Immaculate Conception, he expresses his hope of receiving from her the grace of perseverance and also asks for the same grace for the souls most dear to him. Furthermore, in the second volume of his letters, we find a letter Padre Pio wrote to one of his spiritual daughters, Raffaellina Cerace, who had asked him whether it was God's will for her to make a pilgrimage to Lourdes. After encouraging her to go, he made a bittersweet confession. "I have longed for this visit for many years, but I realize that it will always remain a pious wish." He continued, "Place one of my sighs at the feet of this beloved Mamina. Oh, if I could also accompany you on such a visit, what luck and what a distinguished favor from heaven it would be for me. But let the will of the Lord be done." Imagine how deeply he must have longed for that visit. Yet, as Severio Gaeta recounts in his book, Padre Pio on the Threshold of Heaven, Padre Pio's wish to visit Lourdes was granted, just not in the way anyone expected. Listen to this. Padre Pio once told Father Rosario de Aleminusa, who was the convent superior in the early 1960s, that when he was young he wished to visit Lourdes. However, later he lost the desire because he had a dream in which he visited Lourdes. When he later described his dream to someone who had been to Lourdes, they assured him that Lourdes was exactly as he had experienced in the dream. A few years later, in 1968, Father Onorato Marucci, who assisted Padre Pio in the last 3 years of his life, was preparing for a pilgrimage to Lourdes and jokingly invited Padre Pio to join him, saying, "Don't you want to come visit Our Lady with me? You're already old and have never visited anywhere." To which Padre Pio replied, "I have been there many times." Father Onorato, confused, retorted, "What are you saying? You've never left the convent. Now you're telling lies." Padre Pio answered, No. Lourdes isn't reached only by train or car. It's reached in other ways too." Padre Pio's devotion to Our Lady of Lourdes was most evident, however, in how he lived her messages. He often reminded others of her call to prayer and penance, particularly through the Rosary. When asked why the Rosary was his constant prayer, he explained, "If the Immaculate Virgin in Lourdes, and even more the Immaculate Heart in Fatima, insisted on the recitation of the Rosary, does that not mean that the Rosary has exceptional value for us and for our times?" These words remind us that Our Lady's requests at Lourdes and Fatima were more than invitations. They were urgent calls to action. She asked for prayers and penance for the conversion of sinners, a call that found its fullest response in Padre Pio's own life. In closing, Padre Pio described Our Lady's constant presence in his life and ministry with these words, "In Lourdes, the Virgin appeared a few times, but here in San Giovanni Rotondo, she walks continuously." What a deep testament to his connection with Our Lady. As we honor her feast day tomorrow, let us draw inspiration from her messages and Padre Pio's unwavering devotion. Wishing you all a blessed feast day, and may Our Lady of Lourdes and Padre Pio pray for us all. Thank you so much for watching. Your support means the world to us. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it with your friends. Love our videos? Then click the bell to get notified as soon as we upload something new. Otherwise, you will miss out. Check out the specially recommended videos on the end screen, or click the links in the description below for a full selection of great content, including our Padre Pio Thoughts for the Day playlist, and to enroll your Mass intentions for next Friday's Padre Pio Holy Mass. Thank you for being a part of our community, and stay tuned for the next video on the life of Padre Pio.